Hi there, welcome back to Save with Crypto. My name is Save with Crypto, and just looking at Bitcoin here on the daily chart actually, and we did have a little bit of a pump this morning, like about half an hour ago. I'm not quite sure why that happened at the moment, but maybe we'll find out later. And the little pump, you can just about see that on the 1 hourly candle there, so it's not huge. It's certainly minute compared to, for example, the dump we had on the 10th of October. But nevertheless, step in the right direction. Let's have a look with Quadzilla. This is our indicator we have here at SaveWithCrypto. If you want to know more about that, go to savewithcrypto.org/QZ. And what it does, it puts in these retracement lines here and also these EMAs, and it gives you this momentum oscillator down here that is pretty amazing, really. It does things like puts these green backgrounds here when it's at a turning point at the bottom. So basically when the asset is very, very oversold, or at the top when it's very overbought. And that helps you to find the bottoms and the tops much more easily. And then these retracement lines give you an idea of where the price is going to go back to. So on the 1 hourly time frame, we can't see that much at the moment apart from this level up here at 123, which sounds like a dream at the moment. But let's look on a lower time frame. Let's go down to like the 12-minute. And you can see what happened here is on the way down, it left all these retracement lines up here. Now, generally, more than 90% of the time, these get retraced. So it does look likely that price will go back up. Certainly when we're talking about, for example, like a 12-minute time frame. Now this morning I did a bit of a lazy trade with Solana. Lazy in the way that I didn't really plan the entry very well. Basically all I did was I was looking at it on the 3-minute time frame, and at the time the price was around here, so I set an order round about 184, and as soon as I set the order the price shot up. But the thing to do is to think, okay, well, everyone's going to follow that green candle, but I'm not, so I didn't. And then the price came down and it filled my order here. It did actually go a little bit further down, so what I should have really done is looked at this momentum oscillator down here, and I should have looked for when it went below the 20% level here. And in particular, when you see this little space like it's got there, that is when it's very likely that you're going to see a nice move back to the upside. Now, if we look at my trades here, you can see what I'm actually trading. This is on ByBit, by the way. I'm actually trading Solana USDT. That position is tiny. I'm just using like 96 USDT there. There's a bigger one here where I'm using Solana USD, so I'm actually using Solana as a capital there. You can do that on ByBit. You can also do that on BitGet, and you can now do it on Blofin as well if you want to do that. I've got links for all those exchanges in the description down below. With ByBit and BitGet, I can get you up to a $20,000 trading bonus, and with Blofin, I think it's about $8,000. But it's still pretty generous and it's easier to obtain. Now, I started these off on fairly low leverage. The USDT one is 5x. And the Solana one is at 3x. So currently this one's 7% in profit. This one's 5% in profit. Actually, while I'm making this video, the price is going up quite nicely. And someone in the Discord this morning, our Discord is free to join, by the way. Just go to savewithcrypto.org/Discord and just follow the instructions there. Now, someone in the Discord was asking about, can you change the leverage of a position while the trade is in action? And you can. I can show you here with, say, for example, this Solana one here. So let's just look at the actual details first of all. So we've got a position size of 2.6 Solana, right? And the value of that is $479. So that's 5x leverage, and that's because I'm using $96 of margin. Okay, so my entry price was 184.5, my liquidation price is 148.35. okay, now if I want to decrease the leverage on this, you'll find that because I'm using all my margin at the moment, if I want to decrease it, I can't do it because it says insufficient available margin. If you do want to do that, you can do that by adding more USDT into your account and then increasing the margin. Now, there's probably various reasons you'd want to do that. One reason you don't want to do that is because you started a trade off on stupid leverage, you're underwater, and you want to try and save it by lowering your leverage. It can work out like that, but invariably it doesn't. Best thing to do in that situation is close your trade, look for a new position. You have to take a loss, but I found that's the better way to do it, rather than adding more margin and getting yourself liquidated. Now, what I do find useful is increasing your leverage, because if you increase your leverage, what it does, it frees up some of your margin. So let's show you how this works. Right, so we've got a note of all these figures here. So let's say at this point in time, this one's comfortably in profit, like 12% in profit. So what happens if I increase that leverage to 10x? Okay, let's have a look at what's happened here. So now the margin that I'm using is only $48. It's now shown as 24% in profit. My entry price is obviously the same, but my liquidation price is much nearer at 166.89. But in this situation, it doesn't really matter because I can just set a stop loss and I can push it into profit. So it doesn't really matter where my liquidation price is. But what it does mean is that I've now got spare USDT, which I can use for a different trade, or I could even add it into this one. So say, for example, if I wanted to trade Ethereum against USDT, I could now open a $473 trade using 10x leverage with the $47 that I've got. In a way, that's like taking profit even though you haven't actually closed the trade. Now, of course, what I could do here is I could think, wow, that's gone up a lot. Let's short Solana. And I could set a short trade here so that I'm now shorting Solana and longing it at the same time, which sometimes is a nice thing to do. Now, when you do this in ByBit, when you up the leverage, it does automatically free up the margin. In some exchanges like BitGet and I think Blofin as well, when you do that, it doesn't automatically free up your margin. If you come down here, you'll find that you'll be able to remove the margin that you're not using. If you leave it in there, it won't change your liquidation price. So just be aware that all exchanges work slightly different, okay? But the important thing to note is that increasing your leverage doesn't increase your profits. Your profits stay the same. The percentage looks bigger because compared to the amount of margin you're using, you're making more. But overall, the actual dollar amount you're making extra is still exactly the same. So increasing your leverage allows you to free up margin, but it does move your liquidation point nearer to your entry. Okay? I hope that's clear. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comments down below. If you want me to show this on a different exchange, let me know as well, and I can do it specifically for a different exchange because I know that not everyone can use ByBit. And like I say, it is slightly different with different exchanges. It's also worth pointing out that if you've got orders open already, so for example, you've got an extra buy order or you've got to take profit in there, some exchanges won't allow you to change the leverage if you've already got an order open. So you might need to cancel the open orders, change your leverage, and then put those orders back. During this week, we have been doing live streams at midday every day. It doesn't really make sense to do one on a Sunday because not a lot's happening on Sunday at midday. I think what might be better is if I do one in the evening, and I'm favouring kind of 8 p.m. UK time. That would be 7 p.m. UTC. I think that would be a good time for me, and it might be the sort of thing that I could keep up in the future. If that works for you, let me know in the comments down below. If it doesn't work for you, suggest a different time because I'd be interested to know, and then I can adjust accordingly. But I think at the moment my plan is probably to do one in the evening sometime. I will let you all know in the Discord, so do make sure you're in the Discord if you're not already. You can get there by going to savewithcrypto.org/discord. It's probably worth bearing in mind that the CME closed on Friday at 107.220, which is about where we are now, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens later on. Do leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. Make sure you are subscribed and you've got the notifications set on all. Please do remember to give the video a great big fat like. Do join the Discord, savewithcrypto.org/discord. Check out Quadzilla, savewithcrypto.org/QZ. And above all, tell your friends. And maybe see you tonight. Bye.